I'm Camilla.
Hey, I'm Katie.
And welcome to You're Gonna Be Fine, the self-development podcast with a chatty twist.
Please know we are not professionals, just regular girls sharing from our own journeys to hopefully educate, motivate and inspire you on yours.
So if you are dealing with something serious, please speak to a professional because they are the experts, not us.
If you are enjoying the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe and share with someone who you think would enjoy it.
It helps us more than you know to reach more gorgeous people just like you.
With that being said, enjoy the episode and remember, whatever it is,
you're going to be fine. Quick shout out to our very first podcast sponsor, Click Telecom. Woo! They're basically the fairy godmothers of Wi-Fi. Festivals, events, emergencies, you name it, they'll connect you anytime and anywhere in the UK. They've worked with Sheen Pop-Ups, Kendal Mountain Festival, the BBC, literally everyone.
We're putting our money where our mouth is because in January, we've got our very own event coming up and guess who's swooping in to save us? Click Telecom. They're setting us up with pop-up Wi-Fi so that everything runs smoothly. No stress, no panic, no running around with our phones in the air looking for signal. So if you're planning an event, a festival, a pop-up, big, small, bougie or backyard, and you want to actually stay connected, just speak to a geek for a quote at www.click-telecom.co.uk. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your favourite podcast, You're Gonna Be Fine. Today's episode is called Navigating Change, and we got the inspo for this episode off one of you guys. We got a DM expressing how somebody wanted a bit of advice, a bit of big sister chat around how to navigate change, which, as I say, is what has inspired this episode. But before we get into it, what is your what's your O fuck of the week?
My O fuck of the week. You are always actually, a lot of the time, here to witness my O fucks of the week.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go back, I think it was 2 weeks ago, where I was doing my masterclass, wasn't I? It was my Q4 catalyst, which was also an O fuck in itself. This isn't the O fuck. There's a different one. But I called it the Q4 catalyst when we were very much still in Q3. And my mum and loads of people basically replied to my story and they were like, honey, we're still in Q3. So I was like, well, the name's bloody brilliant, the Q4 catalyst. It doesn't work with the Q3 catalyst. So anyway, I had to just front that and be like, oops, mistake.
But also,
then,
it's the name of the bloody podcast episode. We haven't addressed that.
Oh yeah, we need to address that.
The podcast episode
Q4
a few weeks
catalyst.
ago. 4 non-negotiables.
Yeah, sorry.
That would have been unoriginal to name your event and the episode the same thing. No, we called it 4 non-negotiables for Q4 and it was for September 1st. It was Q3.
And we were adamant. We were hell-bent. We were like, this needs to go out on September 1st, guys.
And when I was doing the edits, the revisions, we were like, oh, shit. But we couldn't then change the whole
But we
structure.
hold our hands up. We do have brain cells, but admittedly.
We've got a lot on the plate,
got a lot on.
It's difficult. So
yeah, if you notice that and stop listening, come back.
Yeah, if we've lost credibility.
Yeah, understandable. I wonder whether I'd stop. No, probably not. So anyway, the actual O fuck of the event was, so on the day of, it always happens with events, there's always some fuck up. Usually, last time it was the fact that I got a grazing board for 10 people and they gave me 3 grapes, a pork pie and a chocolate croissant for 10 people. And I was like, well, great. Anywho, this one was actually to do with, on the day, the guy who owned the event space said to me, the events company haven't left any cutlery or plates. So I was like, great, so we've got no plates for the food on event day. Anyway, had to think quite quick on our feet. Anywho, I had leftover 30th birthday plates and they had a massive blown up picture of my face pulling a horrible, horrible expression, weren't they? And basically my business high-flying masterclass clients had to eat their grazing board off a paper plate with my face blown up on the plates. And I was just like, this would only happen to me. But I just had to style it out. Literally, Sam was like, I would be so embarrassed. I'd be so mortified. And I was like, no.
Like,
you just got to own it. Exactly. And also, all the people
funny.
that were there, they, some of them were my clients. Some of them were like people that are in my network. There were a few new faces, but I just thought they're just going to get my personality, aren't they? Yeah, quite literally. No. Eat my face. Eat off my face, bitch. So yeah, that was quite amusing. Also, let's just show the listeners, these took so fucking long to come, didn't they?
This might be cute for the thumbnail. Do a little smile.
Yeah. How sweet. But yeah, I just joked actually before that there are Fanleys, fake Stanleys. But I really like it.
Yeah, they look so cute.
Yeah, you did good.
Very on brand. Thank you.
Very on brand.
Thank you.
So yes, that was mine.
What was mine? So basically, my mum got me tickets to go, well, for me and her, to go to this outdoor cinema to watch Pretty Woman, which was really cute until the day before. She said, oh, I've double booked you, soz. I can't come. I was like, oh, savage. So I was like, James, you're coming to see Pretty Woman with me. Much to his dismay. Not really his genre of film, but anyway. Alas, we went to the outdoor cinema and he was out. So I was texting him like, you have to be home at 5:45 because it starts at 6. We have to be there on time, blah, blah, blah. You know me, time police.
Absolutely.
And he is more inclined to be more like Camilla.
Yeah.
In late is what I mean
by that. I was on time today.
Yes, you were on time today. So great. And so we go to the cinema. We get there at 6. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but don't you feel like summer just slammed the fucking door in our face? Like it turned the 1st of September and it was just ice cold.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's September and it's cold. So I obviously put a long coat on and stuff, but still didn't really touch the sides. And I am someone who feels the cold. Like I'm cold all the time. So we get to this outdoor cinema, get the seats, whatever, sit down. And it's like 6 o'clock, am I right? Then it's 6:15. Then it's 6:30. I'm like, why is the film not starting?
Not even trailers?
Nope, just a blank screen. And James was like, have you checked the ticket? And I was like, no, it said 6 o'clock because it did say 6 o'clock. But I was like, Anyway, in the small print, doors open at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Film starts 7:30.
No.
So we all sat in the freezing cold for 90 minutes unnecessarily. It got 20 minutes into the film. I turned to James and I went, I need to go home.
Oh, no.
He was like, are you okay? I was like, I can't feel my face or my toes or my hands. And I was trying so hard to stick it through. But I actually can't. I'm going to get unwell. Like I am unwell. So James turned to me and said, I have been waiting for you to say that.
Really?
I didn't want to end the date night because obviously you were so excited. I didn't want to like be, neggy Nancy about it, but I am fucking freezing
too. Especially because you made us wait 90 minutes.
Well, exactly.
Those 90 minutes were allocated for the film.
Exactly. If we'd have got there at the time, at 7,
fine.
it would have been fine. It ended at 9:30. So it would have literally been perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8:30 rather. Yeah. So we were freezing and we were laughing in the car on the way back because we were the first ones to break. So we left and we were like, I bet we've started a domino effect of people that are like, fuck this. In our head, we thought it was going to be like a lovely summery evening, like a lovely outdoor wholesome activity when actually it was just Baltic. Although everyone was popping the Prosecco, which does give you a bit of a beer jacket, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which we didn't really have. So
that's so
obviously
true.
We
So
didn't
you
have
left.
That. So we left. We left 20 minutes into Pretty Woman.
Oh, it's such a good film, but to be enjoyed in your cozy, warm home.
I still feel, I feel my bones are cold. I got home and ran a bath at like literally whatever time it was.
There's nothing worse than when you can't get warm as well. Like, that's awful.
That was a pretty annoying
funny though.
fuck of the week.
But that's like, that doesn't surprise me because I feel like you would just see something and then just be like, right, that's the time.
It. Yeah. And I'm going to be on time.
And that's my worst nightmare. Like I always, because I know that they always say doors like way early. And I'm like, no way. Yeah. Like when I took my mum to see Romeo and Juliet, we were literally, we arrived when it started. Like people had been there for ages. I was like, we're not going a moment earlier.
No, but I'm normally like that. You know, people that go to the airport like 10 hours before. Yeah. I'm not that gal.
No, I'm not.
And so it wasn't on purpose. It was no fuck of the week. So I was like, fuck's sake, I'm so pissed off myself for this. But anyway. So navigating change.
Yeah.
I feel like the first point that I really wanted to make is I think it's really important to normalise change.
Yeah.
There's a phrase, isn't there, that there's only 2 things that are certain in life, death and taxes.
Yeah.
But I would like to add death, taxes and change.
Yeah.
They are my
petition for
3,
change.
Yeah, exactly. My 3 things that are just so certain and constant in life is change. So if you are going through a situation now that feels uneasy and things are changing, then I think the first step is to normalise it. Don't be fearful of it. Welcome it. And try and view it as something that is going to bring you positivity. Reframe it as a really positive experience, because if you shy away from it, then that can obviously make you more fearful of it. And make it more uncertain for yourself.
And just building on that point, I feel like we're both going through like, you know, change at the minute, which can feel uncertain. But I think romanticising change, so whether it's a change in routine, a change in habits, a change in circumstance, like a change in environment, like if you're moving house or whatever, like romanticise that. Like go to Primark Home, the new store in the Trafford Centre, like go and like immerse yourself, like buy yourself a new planner, or, you know, like just romanticise it and see it as a new chapter and like glow up era. I think that's really important to just really find the romance in change for yourself, because then it again is a reframe, which is really, really important, and a nice little mindset shift. And also like people oftentimes are begging for change. You've been asking for change for years without sometimes realizing it, praying for a shift. And sometimes you don't realize that like a certain form of change might be like framed not super glamorous, but it'll lead to some other change that has like a knock-on effect on your life that's amazing. So it's all these like small momentous, like, that's the oxymoron, small momentous, like these small minute little changes that do add up to the big things. But also, I love this quote, and it's so true, like nothing changes if nothing changes. And it's so simple, but it's like, well, if you don't change anything, your life's not going to change. And people are literally begging for change. So lean into it. It's what you asked for. It might just not look like how you asked it to show up. So I think that's like zoom out a little bit. Like, this is what you asked for, but in a different disguise.
Because the what's the word I'm looking for? Metaphor, analogy, I don't know. Same, I think. Is metaphor and analogy the same thing?
I think so.
Anyway,
we're losing more credibility.
You know what I'm getting at? Caterpillar to the butterfly is what I'm trying to say. So view it as an opportunity to flourish. Like whatever it is, reframe, not what you are losing, but what you are gaining. Because that can really change it from a negative experience to a positive. Same situation, exactly the same, but your mindset towards it will make or break it. Because change is terrifying. It is uncertain. It gives people a huge amount of anxiety because people like what they like, they know what they know. Even if that thing is causing you harm, your brain likes it because it's familiar. So being in any form of unfamiliarity is going to feel a bit anxiety driven. But what do we say? Anxiety is the same feeling as excitement, as nerves, another reframe. Like view it differently and you'll have a really, really different experience of the same situation.
And another point that actually has been in the forefront of my mind when we've been talking about navigating change is actually having a little bit of a future self energy attitude towards it. So when it comes to change and, you know, things that are going on that are maybe a little bit uncomfortable, what would my future self want me to do? You know, actually shifting it and seeing it as a long-term confidence over short-term panic. And I think that's really important as well, like actually checking in with ourselves, like in the midst of change, in that messy middle part that we all need to learn to fall in love with, but just pausing and just asking myself, you know, what would my future self thank me for in this situation? And it would be sticking it out, like going through that messy middle and just riding the waves of change, and seeing it as, you know, a different part of your chapter.
I love that phrase, the messy middle, because it's so true. It is just a big old hot mess, isn't it? Nothing is black and white, and nothing is linear. Everything is all over the place, especially through change, growth, anything that you're evolving like through. But there is something that's really useful to remember, and I actually, again, got it out of that book, Are You Mad at Me? Like, I'm obsessed with that. It's honestly been the book of the year for me. I cannot stop talking about it. In fact, Steph messaged me, your Steph.
Great.
Saying,
did she read
can you recommend a self-dev book? And I said, Are You Mad at Me? It's about people pleasing. She was like, oh my God, on it. So I need to check in with her actually and see if she got it and has read it, because it's honestly so good. But she talks about something called the 3 Ps, which is nothing is permanent, nothing is personal, nothing is perfect. And that nothing is permanent, I think really rings true when you're navigating change, because it can feel like in the moment, oh my God, I am just going to feel like this forever. Like it's so overwhelming. I'm always going to be anxious, nervous, scared, whatever it is. And actually that won't last. You will come through once you, like you perfectly said, ride the wave of that messy middle. Once you get through the other end and you feel amazing, and stronger and like a different version of yourself, you'll look back and be so grateful for holding on for dear life during the messy middle bit, because it doesn't last. So that's just a word of reassurance. If you are going through a time right now where you're just like, like holding on for dear life. Yeah. What's that meme where the guy's holding a coffee, it's all fire around? It's like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Like
there's so many funny memes about that. It's like there's that woman on a raft in the middle and it's like the Titanic theme tunes being played on the recorder. Do, 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 do. And they're like, rah, me holding on for dear life. I hope I did a good impression of that.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Was it?
Stunning. Yeah.
You knew the one?
Yeah, no, I knew the song as well. I was thinking, is she going to nail this song?
I did my recorder days.
It was perfectly out of tune.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, that's it, isn't it? Just hold on for dear life. Sometimes that is the advice.
And take pics.
No, but seriously though, I have so many pictures of when I was in the depths of despair, of being like, I want to remember the rock bottom.
Yeah.
Remember the bit where you were like, what I have no idea what this is actually going to turn out to look like.
Yeah.
Because when you do come out the other end and you feel like, wow, I am the butterfly, you can look back at the caterpillar pics and be like, do you know what?
Yeah.
I actually love that version of myself.
I love that you documented through your drinking days.
Yeah.
Because obviously now when you're reflecting, you can use those as fuel to your fire to be like, I never want to be that version of myself.
Yeah.
And I welcome the change and any change, because obviously to you, like giving up drinking is the hardest thing in the world. So any change compared to that must feel well easy.
Yeah.
You're winning at life, hun. You've literally completed like the major thing. Like honestly, you can't complain about any other change because you've done the hardest one.
It does give you like a certain level of grit.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So,
but you know what? Everyone has their shit in their life though. Like you don't have to stop drinking to use that muscle of grit and,
but that's such a big change.
But yeah, wow,
That's
that
like,
was a
you're like
was
the
a big
poster
change.
girl.
For change.
The poster girl. Change.
Wow,
yeah.
that's a hefty title.
Yeah, I love that.
No,
really
it is
love
funny
that.
because sometimes you do think, because obviously, you think back to, drinking times, and obviously when I was drunk, I was a different person. But it's actually more the type of person I am when I'm sober today. Even when I was sober then, like drinking, having gaps and periods of sobriety, it's more about the self-development side that's come through. So like I said, even if you're someone who still drinks, but you've been on a massive self-development journey, isn't it funny to look back to 2 years ago, a year ago, be like, God, I don't even recognize that version of myself. Like you're like that. Like you don't recognize yourself from 3 years ago. I don't recognize you from when I first met you. You're so different now.
Really?
To how you were, when we first met. Well, you were the ice queen when we first met.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
You were so like hyper independent, really closed off. Very, not with your friends, but in other areas of your life. And now I think you're a lot softer.
I'm so soft. And this is so funny that you mentioned this, because Sam was mocking me only yesterday. He was like, oh, the ice queen. Do. You were never the ice queen. How funny that you brought that up. I was.
Yeah.
Listened. I need to make him actually listen to this episode, the unsupportive man. But yeah, that's so funny that you brought that up. Like, I
that's
think
a big change for you.
You're very different, but you're still the same in terms of values.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's so weird because you've changed and evolved and it's been so like amazing to watch, but at your core, you're still so much the same, which I love. Like, and I think that's like testament to you, really.
Aww,
how
so
cute. Oh my God.
I think I might do a cry.
See, I'm soft as shit. 30 has made me soft. It really has. But yeah, I love that.
Let's whip the dilemma out.
Yes, let's do it. So this is actually really nice. Can we just say, guys, we absolutely love it when you write in your dilemmas and when you want us to like talk about topics and things, because we want to create this community. And I feel like whilst we're on that, if you could do us a favour and start commenting on our Spotify episodes, we will honestly love you so much.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
No problem.
I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, and we can reply.
That's
and I
so
feel like I
nice.
just love that. I want to know what people think of each episode.
Definitely.
So please do that. So this is a lovely dilemma from an anonymous person that sent it to us. And it's all about change and how she should navigate the next decisions and steps of her life. So she wants our help. So you might be able to relate to this in some way, guys. So I'm in my 20s and living at home. I've been traveling and had the best time. I fell in love with the lifestyle, the independence, the freedom, and the person I was becoming. I came home to save to go back to Australia, but something was pulling me to apply for proper jobs. So I did and landed a great opportunity. I didn't want to let this pass, as I'm a big believer in grasping every opportunity and saying yes. Been there a while now, and the desire to travel and go to Australia is still there. The itch keeps getting stronger, but my mind is in a tug of war. I enjoy my job and my life, but I do feel restricted on the adventure I can have. On the other end of the rope, there are times where I feel down because of my situation, and the feeling of not living suffocates me. I don't feel drawn to move to a UK city, plus I'm saving so much at home. My dilemma is that I'm stuck between two worlds, the life I'm living and know, and the freedom of the life I dream of. Every day I feel the pull of Australia, yet I'm anchored by routine and comfort, which is okay at the moment, but I know when the darker months come, I'll feel lower in mood. I don't want to ignore this urge and leave things too late to start living. What would you guys do in this situation?
Wow. So it's a really tough one because you can literally hear the sort of conflicting, it's very clear what she's conflicted over.
Yeah.
And what I'm picking up from that is, you know, when she said a proper job.
Yes.
That inklings to me societal pressures from other people.
Yeah.
So the thing is about navigating change, I believe the first thing you have to do is make sure that the change you're going through is for you.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it for other people, because it won't last, and it might end up being the wrong thing. And that's the other thing, like, own your decisions.
Yeah.
Whether it's quote unquote right, quote unquote wrong, it's your decision. So you can walk away from every situation going, well, I can own that. And there's no blame game on, well, my parents said
or
da,
resentment.
da, 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 or my friends said da da da. Like, own your shit, make your decision for yourself. That's the first point I would like to make.
Yeah.
Second point is try to get quiet, as we always say, and listen to your intuition about what that decision is, because it's very easy to get influenced by obviously outside noise, but you will be able to navigate the change better, easier, less stressful, as if you know it's come from you.
Yeah, 100%. Knowing what you want in your core is the first step here. And then it really is all about, like, within that phrase and within that paragraph, she said 3 times, I can't stop thinking about.
Yeah.
And when that is raising its head, I just feel like until you have lived that life and you experience it. And also, she's already dipped her toe in. She's been there. She knows she loves it. So it's not like it's the unknown.
Yeah.
It is actually like a known thing that you're going to love that life. So my inclination there, because of the amount of times that she said, I can't stop thinking about it, like it's on my mind constantly, I would be inclined to encourage her to go for that, because it sounds like, from what she said, that is what she wants to do, but maybe she's hesitant because of the proper job and, you know, and all the other things and the nuances that come with that.
Yeah. When I was going through a massive change a few years ago, when I left my recruitment job, and obviously wanted to be self-employed, that was the same thing. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I would try and like brush it away, but it was just an itch that I just wanted to scratch. Same thing about living on my own. It just kept cropping up. And I know that, financially and logically, it probably would have made sense for me to, you know, stay at my parents a bit longer or get a roommate or, you know, whatever. But I just had this pull constantly that defied logic. Like, I was just like, I feel in my soul I have to experience that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with the self-employed thing, for example, I did it for a year, learned so much, and now I'm back in a corporate job, in the corporate world. I'm really happy, but really happy I did it, because can you imagine sitting here now still having that itch, that scratch? It's like, you just don't feel fulfilled. Like, in my opinion, especially in your 20s, scratch the itch. Do it, try it. It's the period of risk, isn't it? As we said in the 20s episode that we did a few months ago. So I would absolutely urge to just go for it.
I think go for it and let us know how you get on. Thank you so much for sharing. We really, really do appreciate that. And like we said, send on your dilemmas. And just to wrap up the episode, we just want to say thank you so much for being here Obviously, we have grown the following by 800 people at the moment, which is huge. So lots of new listeners here at the podcast. So if you do love the podcast, please do remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share with a friend who you think would enjoy. And also just a note about sponsorship. Obviously, you'll note that we had a sponsor at the start of the last few episodes, which is very exciting. If you know of a business or you are a business owner and you'd like to sponsor an episode, then shoot us a DM because it's a really, really unique marketing opportunity. So yes, thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.